I have been 3D printing for years now, and it has always been a hand-holding process with the printers. This is the first printer that auto-calibrates, auto-levels, and works right out of the box. Let's go through the process of unboxing it and putting it together. This is the Bambu Lab A1 Combo, which comes with a 4-color automatic material system, or the AMS light. The whole thing came in one box with the printer and the AMS light stacked on it. They make it easy to take the package out of the box by providing sort of handles or grips on the plastic bag. As you can see, the AMS light is tacked on top. Moving that aside gives you access to the printer itself, which is in two halves, the top part and the base part. At the bottom of the base, there are 4 screws marked in red that need to be removed. These screws secure the bed during transport to prevent damage. Then, carefully pry off the panel under the moving bed from the back. Once removed, slide the base into the opening of the top section. Use the green marked screws provided in the toolkit to secure the base before reattaching the panel. Now place the printer on its side as shown in the video, making sure that the wires in the back don't get pinched or pulled. The wires are all marked in different colors, so there should be no confusion where each go. There is one screw that needs to be tightened, and we are almost done. Place the printer back on its feet, and now we can secure the purge wiper, which slides into its slot to the left of the X-axis as shown in the video, and is secured with a screw. Now the external spool holder can be affixed on the top portion of the printer. You should hear a click when it is securely in its place. We can now add the PTFE tube to the filament hub and connect it to the PTFE tube connector on the spool holder. Let's now remove the two brackets that are holding the X-axis in place. Don't forget this step, as many do. These were placed there to prevent the X-axis from moving and damaging itself during transport. Assembling the AMS light is very straightforward. Once all the parts are taken out of its packaging, the main body or the housing assembly is placed on the stand, making sure that the power cord is facing up and can be secured with 4 screws provided in the toolkit. Once it is secure, the rotary spool holders can be placed into its appropriate color-coded location. Connect the PTFE tubes into each connector on the AMS light, making sure that the shorter tubes are used closer to the printer on the left and long ones on the right. While placing the PTFE tubes on the printer AMS hub, make sure to use the longer ones on the left and the shorter ones on the right. This ensures that there is no tension or pull in these. Once they are securely fixed, turn the printer to access the back, if you can't move to the back, and plug in the connector coming from the AMS light into the first slot from the right at the back of the printer. Connect the provided power cable securely in the back and plug into a power outlet. If you have bought the filament from Bambu Lab, just unpack them and load them onto the AMS light spool holders. Once secured into their slots, push the filament through each feeder by pushing on the yellow knobs. The printer should automatically start pulling the filament. You are all done now with the assembly of the printer. Turn on the printer and follow the instructions on the screen. The printer will go through several calibrations like noise cancellation of all axis, toolhead cleaning, vibration compensation, auto bed leveling. All of these checks and calibration may take around 30 to 40 minutes. Once complete, you are ready for printing. I am just blown away at the quality of the prints and the whole hands-off easiness of the setup each time before a print. This printer really excels at everything and can be easily recommended even for a beginner, unlike other printers which need to be tweaked after almost every other print. I highly recommend the printer for all 3D printing enthusiasts.
Please do like, subscribe and share my channel with all your friends. Don't forget to press the bell icon to be notified of more videos from the world of tech, food and travel. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.